As you spend a little bit more time with your exhale, notice how it begins to stretch out and elongate. And as your exhale stretches out and elongates, notice how your inhale begins to match it. And then slowly separate your eyelashes to open your eyes. Good morning, release your hands. So my name is Marissa. I'm on Instagram as Fit Marissa. We have these Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. free morning stretch. And I also added on a Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. power sculpt. And you can find that information on my Instagram live. At the end, I'll give you some information on that, or just on my Instagram page at Fit Marissa. So we're starting out this morning just sitting up nice and tall. As you sit tall, broaden across your collarbones and send your shoulders down your back. We begin each practice just by focusing on our breathing. You can gently close your mouth and allow the breath to slide in through your nose, swirl through your body, and glide back out through your nose. So whatever movements we add to this, we still have the foundation of the breathing. From the seated posture, let's come to all fours. So you'll face me, just be on hands and knees. So your hands are shoulder distance apart, your shoulders are right over your wrists, your knees are under your hips. Let's tuck the toes. If you're wondering what tucking is, it's the exact opposite of pointing your feet. Then look up to the ceiling and arch your spine, round your spine and look in. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Come to a neutral spine, it's just a flat back. Keep your toes tucked and pull your butt back to your right heel. You don't even have to drop your head. You're just pulling your butt back to your right heel. And then come forward, shoulders over wrists. Let's go again to the right heel. Stay here, just stretching backwards. And come forward. Do it 2 more times to your right heel. Now you're keeping your toes tucked, so you're getting a stretch to the arches of your feet. Come forward. Do it 1 more time. Stretch backwards to your right heel. And then come forward. Let's go back to the left heel. Remember that your toes are tucked, so you're stretching the arches of your feet and your toes. And then come forward. Do it 3 more times. Sit back on your left heel with the toes tucked. And come forward. Do it 2 more times. Go back to your left heel. And come forward. Do it 1 more time. Go back to your left heel. And come forward. Let's go back to the right heel. Stay backwards. Go over to your left heel. Come forward to your left wrist. Go over to your right wrist. We're making a circle. Go back to your right heel. Over to your left heel. Forward to your left wrist. And right wrist. Back right and left. Forward left and right. 1 more. Back right and left. Forward left and right. Come to center, your shoulders right over your wrist. Keep the toes tucked. Pull back to your left heel, over to your right heel, forward to the right wrist, and left wrist. 3 more. Left, right, forward, right, and left. 2 more. Back left and right, forward, right, and left. 1 more. Back left and right, forward, right, and left. Come center, you're right over your shoulders. Go up onto high finger pads and step your right leg out to the right side. Your toes are facing forward. So you're just stepping your right leg out to the right side. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Lower this right hand down. You're on high finger pads. Return your right knee under you. Your toes are tucked. You're on all fours, but you're up on these high finger pads. So you're working the joints of your fingers. Step your left leg all the way out to the left side. The sole of the foot is landing down and the toes are facing forward. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Look up. It's a stretch across your chest. Lower this hand down. Return the left knee under you. You're back to all fours with the hands up on high finger pads. These high finger pads kind of look like there's maybe an imaginary cupcake under each hand. So your hands are kind of domed. And then walk your hands backwards and take your hands to hold onto your hip bones. Reach your arms forward and plug the head of the arm bones backwards into your shoulder sockets and lift your arms up. Clasp your hands overhead and turn your palms away. Stretch over to your right. Come back to center. Stretch over to your left. Come back to center. Release your hands down by your side. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. 3 more. Up, back, and down. 2 more. Up, back, and down. 1 more. Up, back, and down. At your low back, clasp your hands, interlacing your fingers, and then keep the heels of your hands touching. Just straighten your elbows, and then move your hands away from your butt. It's a stretch across your chest. You're opening up your chest and your shoulder girdle. Breathe here. Release your hands down by your side. Turn your palms out. Inhale your arms out and all the way up. Keep your palms facing each other. Reach your hands out in front of you. Plug the head of the arm bones into your shoulder sockets. Lean backwards and then come up. Do it 3 more times. Lean backwards and then come up. 2 more. Lean backwards and then come up. 1 more. Lean backwards and then come up. From here, let's take the hands down. The hands are shoulder distance apart. Slide your right leg long back behind you, followed by your left leg. You're in a plank position, top of a push-up. Let's do something different today. Let's come down to a forearm plank. So you'll take your right elbow down to the ground. You'll take your left elbow down to the ground. Be mindful that you're creating a rectangle shape between your forearms. So instead of the hands creating like a triangle or a trapezoid, your hands are right out in front of your elbows. So there's a sharp rectangle shape between the forearms. Then lower your knees down to the mat, lower your pubic bone down and point your toes. You're in what's known as a sphinx position. Just pause here. Breathe here. Then tuck your toes and lift your knees off the ground and lift your pubic bone off the ground. Here you are in what's known as a forearm plank. Let's transform this forearm plank to a dolphin pose. It's a downward facing dog on your forearms. So lift your butt up and walk your feet a little bit closer to your elbows so that your butt is lifted. Your feet are still hip width apart, but they're closer forward than they were before. So you look like an upside down V down on your elbows. From this downward facing dog on forearms, this dolphin pose, walk your feet backwards so you're again in this forearm plank. Let's do it 3 more times. Walk your feet forward, your butt goes to the sky, you're in a dolphin pose, you're in a forearm down dog. Go back to a forearm plank. Linger and breathe here. Create a straight line from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone. Let's do it 2 more times. Walking the feet forward, you're going into that down dog on your forearms. It's known as a dolphin pose. Walk your feet backwards, you're in a forearm plank. Don't let the hips sag. Keep your hips elevated. 1 more time, going to that dolphin pose. And then forearm plank. Lower your pubic bone down to the ground, lower your knees down to the ground. Let's make a pillow for our head. So you're turning your elbows out to the sides and lowering your forehead down. Lift your forehead up so you can sneak a peek at me. What we're going to do next is have the back of the hands connected to the forehead. You're going to lower all of that down and then lift it up. But when you lift up, make sure you're connecting the back of your hands to the forehead. So we'll lower down and lift up. 7 down and up. 6 down and up. 5 down and up. 4 down and up. 3 down and up. 2 down and up. 1 down and up. Stay up. Swim your arms out in front of you. Swim your arms out to the sides and back behind you. Clasp your hands at your low back, interlacing your fingers. Zip your legs together and lift your legs off the ground. This is known as Shalabhasana, locust pose. In order to get higher off the ground, think of getting longer, like you're stretching the crown of your head forward and your feet backwards, like you're stretching yourself out like a piece of taffy. Lower yourself back down. Take your hands right outside of your chest. Point your elbows backwards. Keep your feet pointed and have your feet a few inches apart. Then lift your heart off the ground. See if you can pull your torso forward that your knees come off the ground. Your elbows are straight. You're in what's known as upward facing dog. Tuck your toes and come to a plank position. It's the top of a push-up. Your feet are about 5-6 inches apart. Your toes are tucked. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Take your right leg to the sky behind you. It's a down dog split. Step your right foot outside your right hand. You're in a wide-legged low lunge. Let's take that right leg to the sky behind us and just step the right foot down to downward facing dog. Then take your left leg to the sky behind you, down dog split. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Let's stay here. We're in a wide-legged low lunge. Let's go back to the left leg to the sky, down dog split, and then step the left foot down. You're in downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Your shoulders go right over your wrists. Take your knees down to the ground. Bend your elbows to point backwards as your nose comes forward, and then come back up with the knees still down. So your torso is going halfway down and up. 2 more, halfway down and up. 1 more, halfway down and up. Lift your knees. You're in a plank position. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Take your right leg to the sky behind you. Step your right foot outside your right hand. You're in a wide-legged low lunge. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. You're in a twist with wide legs. Take this right hand down. Take the right leg to the sky behind you, down dog split. Step the right foot down. Take your left leg to the sky behind you. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Take this left hand down. Take your left leg to the sky behind you. Down dog split. Step the foot down. You're in downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bend your elbows. Take your body only halfway to the ground. Flip your feet to pedicures and look to the ceiling. You're in an upward facing dog. Let's go back to plank. Tuck your toes and go to plank. Then lift yourself upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and walk your feet forward in between your hands. You'll land with the feet 2 fists width and parallel. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind you. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Let's come back down and walk your back foot forward. You're in a forward bend. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg far back behind. Take the whole back foot down. You're setting up for warrior 1 on the second side. Reach your arms forward and up. Let's just linger here. As you bend your front knee, you're steering your left hip bone forward. Then come forward and down. Walk your back foot forward. Step the feet 2 fist width and parallel. Bend your knees and put your hands on your thighs. Look to the ceiling as you arch your spine. Look into your belly as you round your spine. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Take your hands outside of your feet. Step your right leg long back behind. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Open up to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Come to stand with your knees bent at the front. Your hands come onto your thighs. Let's do it on the second side. Hands go outside of the feet. Left foot steps backwards. The whole back foot comes down. Reach your arms forward and up. It's warrior 1 on the second side. Then open to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Stay here. Find width across your chest. Find width from fingertip to fingertip. Right hand to left hand. Let's step forward. You're coming down to a forward bend. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Take your right knee to the ground behind you. Take your left knee to the ground behind you. Plant your hands flat. Point your feet. Then take your knees and your feet wide apart. Now turn your toes out. We're going to a frog-like position. So we're turning the toes out. We're going to slide the knees away from each other and then take the elbows down. We're coming to a frog-like position with the knees pointing out to the sides and the feet, the toes are directed out to the sides. You're flexing your feet. It's a stretch for your inner groins, your inner thighs. Let's add to this. We'll take it to a twist. Take your right arm and loop it under the left. Take your right side of your head down to the mat. Move your left hand forward on high finger pads. Your left elbow is straight. Let's return the left elbow in. Let's come up onto forearms, unlooping the arms. So here you have that sharp rectangle between the forearms, very similar to what we had when we were in a forearm plank at the beginning. Let's loop the left arm under the right. The left ear comes down. The right arm moves forward. The right hand is on high finger pads, and the right elbow is straight. Breathe here. Return the right arm in, unloop, take the left arm, so the arms are exactly as they are in forearm plank. Just pause here, reach your chest forward, so instead of hunching or rounding the upper back, you just have this nice straight spine. Let's move the knees in, so we'll tuck the toes. We're coming back onto the knees under the hips with the toes tucked. And then lift your elbows up. Keep the hands far out in front of you. Loop the right arm under the left. You're taking your right ear down. That left arm comes forward. So the upper body is doing something very similar to when you were in that twisted frog. But you're no longer stretching the inner groins. Now you're stretching your spine. So you're in this neutral position with the hips. Let's return the left hand forward. Take the right hand as well. But walk both of your hands forward. Then loop your left arm under the right. Your left ear comes down. You're stretching that right arm forward. Come back up, reach both arms forward, have your hips landing right over your knees. So you're in what's known as a puppy dog. Drop your head without letting your head touch the ground. So your ears are in line with your upper arms. You're pulling your butt backwards. Your toes are tucked. Lift your forehead up. Walk your hands right under your shoulders. So move your shoulders forward over the wrist. Have your knees right under your hips with the toes tucked. We're back to a simple all fours. Lift your right arm to the sky, look up to see your thumb, and then just lower that hand down. Take your left arm to the sky, look up to see your thumb, and then lower this hand down. Take the right arm to the sky, scoop this arm inside of the left arm, and then take it back up. Do it 3 more times. You're twisting and unwinding. 2 more, twisting and unwinding. 1 more, under and up. Lower this hand down. Take your left arm to the ceiling, scoop the left arm inside of the right, and then lift it up. 3 more, scoop it under and up. 2 more, scoop it under and up. 1 more, scoop it under and up. Take this hand down. Go up onto high finger pads. Step your right foot outside your right pinky finger. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Lower this hand down. Return the right knee behind you. Step your left foot outside your left pinky finger. Take the left arm to the ceiling. Lower this hand down to high finger pads. Return the left knee behind you. Let's lead with the left again. Take the left foot forward, then lift your back knee and step your right foot forward. The feet are landing right outside of the hands. You're in what's known as a right side up happy baby. It's different than a malasana in yoga because instead of having our butt down, we have the knees bent and our butt is just as low as our knees. Let's put the hands on the thighs, look to the ceiling, arch your spine, look into your belly, round your spine. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Come to a neutral spine. Turn your toes out. Widen your stance a little bit. See if you can get your butt down low. It's almost like your thighs are parallel to the ground. Then take your arm to what's known as cactus pose. Breathe here. Let's take the elbows and the palms into touch and open. 3 more, touch and open. 2 more, touch and open. 1 more, touch and open. Rest your right forearm down. Take your left arm over your ear. We can round this arm almost like a ballerina arm. Look up to the inside of that left arm. Let's switch it. Rest your left forearm down. Take your right arm over your ear. We're rounding this arm almost like a ballerina arm. Look up to the inside of your right arm. Let's go back to cactus shape arms. Let's take the hands to the thighs. Take your hands down. Point your toes forward. Walk your feet under your hips. Bend your knees. So your feet are landing about 5-6 inches apart. Your hands are in front of your feet and your knees are bent. Take your hands and tap your knees and then tap the ground in front of your feet. So we'll go knees, floor, 3 knees, floor, 4 knees, floor, 5 knees, floor, 6 knees, floor, 7 knees, floor, 8 knees, floor. Drop your head and straighten your legs. Walk your hands outside of your feet, and as you drop your head, see if you can pour your weight forward to the balls of your feet. Stretch here. So there's less weight in your heels, more pressure is forward. See if you can pull up through the inner arches of your feet. So you're pulling up through the inseam of your legs. You're hugging all the way into your abdomen, that your low belly hugs in. Bend your knees and put your hands on your thighs. Then rest your right forearm across both thighs. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Let's switch it. Rest your left forearm across the thighs. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Let's go back to the first side, right forearm across the thighs, left arm to the ceiling. We'll add on here. Scoop this left arm in front of both thighs, look to the right, and then lift it up. Do it 3 more times. Scoop forward and up. 2 more, scoop and lift. 1 more, scoop and lift. Let's switch sides. Left forearm comes across both thighs. Right arm goes to the ceiling. Right arm scoops in front of both legs and then lifts back up. 3 more times. Scoop it under and up. 2 more. Scoop it under and up. 1 more. Scoop it under and up. Put your hands on your thighs. Take your hands outside of your feet to high finger pads. Drop your head and straighten your legs. Straighten your legs as best you can as you pour the weight forward to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees and take your left knee to the ground behind you. Take your right knee to the ground behind you. Plant your hands flat. Point your toes. Take your feet over to your right. Then walk your hands backwards. Sit behind your knees. Take your feet out in front of you. Take your legs wide apart. Flex your feet. I'm just going to move forward a little bit here. You're keeping your legs wide apart. Walk your hands forward. Plant your hands flat. Keep your elbows straight as you come forward. The elbows don't have to touch the ground. They're pointing backwards. You're just stretching your inner groins, your inner thighs. Come back up. Take your soles of the feet together, your knees wide apart. See if you can get your knees to go down. I have very tight hips, so my knees are not going to open much. Your knees can probably be down on the ground. Just stretching here, breathing here. Let's pick up the right foot. We'll hold on to this right leg like a forklift. So the arms are going to come under, just like a forklift, and then we'll rock this leg. Flex your foot. And then take this foot down. Let's lift the left leg up. We'll take the arms under like a forklift and we'll rock this leg. We'll take the soles of the feet together. We'll hold on to the ankles. Lift yourself up as you drop the knees down. Then just come to sit, just crossing your legs, sitting up nice and tall, or you can sit on your knees, whatever is more comfortable to you, just sitting. So we started sitting, we're coming back at the end to a full circle, just sitting. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Just close your eyes and notice the equal, even pressure your right and left hands are putting on each other. There's this balanced energy. The right and left sides of you, equal, even pressure. So you started your morning just by waking up all parts of you, that you can live from this awakening of the best parts of you.